In this tutorial, I'll be demonstrating how to use the input tables in the PL view. I will start off with a random model containing mainly a slab, a column, an opening, a beam, and a load patch. First thing I'm going to do is going to open the BE model in the PL view. I'm going to say no to that, maximize it. Now, I'm going to toggle on show nodes and extreme points. And then I'm going to open show input tables. Now, the first tab is general information containing the plate thickness, plate uniform load, elasticity modulus, and Poisson's ratio, the number of Gauss points, and the equation solver as well. Now, the extreme points tab shows the coordinates of the extreme points in X and Y. The nodes as well are the same thing. The next tab, element nodes, and then element connectivity, and then internal points, and then loads, and then supports, and then surfaces, and then boundary conditions, and then additional internal points. The PL viewer can be used as an editor. I can change the location of an extreme point. For example, extreme point here, I'm going to go to number 121, for example. That's at the top right hand corner. Now, as you notice that its coordinates are given in the X and Y directions. So for example, I'm going to change its X, for example, to 4. Then click anywhere to confirm. Then I'm going to close it. And as you notice that the extreme point 121 at the top right hand corner has moved. Notice that between any extreme points, there's only one node. However, after changing the location of the extreme point, notice that after the change, another node is added. I can create discontinuous elements by editing the coordinates of extreme points through the creation of another extreme point if I want to. Now I'm going to go back to the input tables. And under the boundary conditions tab, there is an important concept that we should consider of how to include boundary line loads, which traditionally cannot be done in the PLGen. A boundary line load can represent a glass panel or curtain wall that is on the edge of the slab, and which thus puts a load on the slab. There are two components for the three determinants of each node: the upward force, UZ, and rotation about X and Y, Rx and Ry. There are three nodes on each line, as there are three nodes in each element between two extreme points. Now, let me show the elements. I'm going to close the input table, and I'm going to toggle off extreme points and nodes. And I'm going to toggle on element numbers. Now, I'm going to also toggle on extreme points just to show you that between each extreme point, there's an element. And in each element, there are three nodes. The first column represents the node code. The node code can either be 0 or 1. 0 representing a fixed element, thus a rotation Rx is known. 1 representing a free element, thus the traction is known. The second column for that determinant is Rx. Rx value is the value of Rx or Mx. The second determinant is Ry. Same case applies in terms of identifying the node. 0 representing Ry is known, and 1 representing that My is known. The last determinant is Uz. Same case applies in terms of identifying the node as well. 0 representing U3 is known, and 1 representing F3 is known. I'll give an example on how to define a boundary condition. I'll place a line load of 30 kilonewtons per meter run along the side of a slab. I'll first identify the elements so I can change the values accordingly. So in this case, I'm going to change elements from 17 to 20. So I'm going to scroll here down till I reach line 17, and I'm going to change the UZ of each node to negative 30. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to change the value to negative 30. and simply just close, scroll up and down, and please note that after editing the model in the PL view through the input tables, if you go back to the PLGen, the data that was adjusted in the input tables will be reset to the original model done in the PLGen. And obviously after any changes that you have done in the input tables of the model, you need to obviously save the model to make sure that the data that you entered or changed in the input tables has been updated and successfully been saved. And thus this concludes our tutorial.